Below the Void podcast.
Years record and I go.
What?
That was on him because he doesn't like the levels.
The levels are the levels are perfect as long as you don't put shit on the fucking table.
You like the levels when I.
Don't do it.
Okay, that was a little bit. It's still registered, but it was better.
If I go like this.
Not on my power brick. Okay, it's gonna get really hot. That's gonna
Yeah,
boil
that's
your
gonna make it
tea.
hot tea.
You want hot tea, really?
Some more hot. Just add some more. Couldn't take it down. New stuff.
Can't take it down.
Uh,
It sounds more and more sling bladey the more I say it.
First it was anger, and then yeah.
I told you, man. Ginger is it burns the
I want
throat.
some hot tea and some French fried taters.
Just not doing some chili lime. Go across the street, get sloppy tots.
What's wrong with chili lime?
Their tots aren't that nothing to write home about.
Okay, but are their tacos good?
Yeah, everything else is good.
I still want to try it.
Yeah, I've had a couple chicken quesadillas.
Their burrito bowls are.
They got really good
tits,
salsa.
too.
Do they have like the
Do they have a chili lime
the
flavored
Chipotle
salsa?
like big burritos?
Yeah.
Kind of thing?
Or you can do it in a bowl.
Those are called mission style burritos.
It's pineapple chipotle habanero
Yeah.
that I like, and there's a green one. I'm not sure what it is.
I thought that was just salsa verde, like their own.
Yeah, no shit.
I don't think there's anything. I don't think there's anything
Like
added
there's
to
a
it.
salsa that's green.
I think that's all it is.
Verde.
Just salsa verde. I don't think it's like pineapple or mango
B.
salsa verde.
You know what you're saying? You're saying green sauce in Spanish.
Yeah, well, you just said I don't know what the green sauce is, so I was telling you what the green sauce was.
It was green
I
sauce!
think that
Green sauce
they
is
got a
green
sauce that's like
sauce!
green. Oh, I thought it was green sauce.
Oh, let's go play some bocce ball.
Yeah.
Bring some chai
Get some
tea.
chai tea, yeah.
Anyways, how's everyone doing?
Oh, you were
Fine.
recording?
Yeah,
When did you
absolutely.
start?
Fucking
Like 2 minutes
fine.
ago?
Did you get the good stuff?
No.
No.
Oh, not the good stuff.
We don't record good stuff.
No, that's
No, that's
illegal.
illegal.
There's a question since you're the only one with access to the feedback. Have we gotten any?
No.
Fuck.
You could have lied. Come on.
I could have, but I'm trying.
Yeah, but then
What is this, Beyond the Veil?
I made
Yes.
I gave up lying for Lent, so I have to tell the truth about everything.
no,
You did not.
Then I would
You
have.
lied.
Then I would have asked. I would have inquired about it more, and then you would have woven a tale, and it would have ended well.
Where's Death Rection when you need him?
Yeah,
Right.
seriously.
Death Rection.
Death
gave up on
Rection,
us
we
a long
need
time ago.
you!
Maybe Death Rection doesn't know.
Should we go outside and just Death Rection? Rection!
He bought the house down the street.
I'm
here!
flying down from the sky.
I'm here.
I've always been.
He can fly?
Yeah.
I didn't fucking know that.
Only when he's hard.
Oh, he's fully erect.
Yeah. Only when he's fully death wrecked.
Oh shit.
What was the context we were talking about that in the old pod? Was it
We were talking about.
Clerks?
No, I didn't think it was anything. We were talking about a story about someone or a thing that happens when you die, and usually you shit yourself, but also sometimes men get hard-ons. It was some
Yeah.
certain scenario, and
Yeah.
then someone
it's
coined
a-
it Death Rection.
It's called angel lust.
Well, yeah, I've heard that, too.
It happens because when you die, the heart isn't
Wants to
pumping
fuck
it
one
in.
more time.
The blood, yeah, the heart
It's
wants
not
to fuck
pumping
one more
anywhere,
time.
so the blood just settles into the lowest spots of your body. And if you die
Yeah, but
forward,
what if I die upside down?
well, then you're not going to get a boner.
You get a head.
And also, if you're not actively holding in a shit, you won't shit yourself when you die. It's not like
I'm always actively holding in
we'll
a
see,
shit,
bro. We'll see. When I die,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
We'll
I'm not
see.
gonna be holding in a shit when I die, and I still think I'm gonna shit myself.
That's why he records himself when he sleeps, just
There's
in case
gonna
he
be-
dies in his sleep. He wants to see how much he shits.
Right. I want to see how much
Yeah.
after I die.
Yeah,
goes
you
back.
it goes like, oh,
my ghost,
sure.
but I think I'd like to think my ghost could come back and just look at the sheets.
Just look
and
at
be
the
like,
sheet.
Oh,
That's true.
Right
That is
before you die,
unfortunate.
Mr. B, I think like a jet of fear diarrhea will shoot down your leg, but I don't know about after you die.
All you need is to get some of them chemicals that they use to clean the floors in Target, and fucking good to shit.
Fucking good to go. Yeah.
I know. We give you shit about having
Is that what
to
you
take
think
a.
it is?
Well,
you diagnosed yourself?
We know multiple people that
Yeah, I was
happens
gonna
to.
say, it's
Well,
a
we
thing,
talked about
like-
it on the podcast.
I thought it was
The lighting might be
So
part
I
of it,
got-
too.
I think it's the lighting.
Maybe it's
because
the lighting. I just figured it was some chemicals that
I
were
thought
hitting
it
my
was
nose.
buying a Blu-ray of a movie you didn't need.
That's not me.
That's what I do at Target all the time.
Yeah.
That's why I don't go there much anymore, except when I have to pick up my.
Well, you also
prescription.
can't find the movie section anymore with the remodel Target.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Well, you got to go through the labyrinth. David Bowie twisting the balls by the children's clothes, and then you work your way around to the movies.
Oh,
we have 6 movies to
Goblin
choose from.
Goblin
movies to choose
King.
from.
So you have 6 movies. Fucking figure it out.
Buy it. You want this 4K? $70. Eat my dick.
Dude, 4K Blu-rays are so expensive, but
Yeah, but they're not 70. They should
but
be
they're
70 bucks on
excellent.
there. Unless it's a holy shit.
Yeah,
collection.
the only 4K Blu-rays I have are John Wick and John Wick 2.
Well, now I buy everything in 4K because it'll come with a regular Blu-ray too. Because I have a 4K TV, but I don't have a 4K player.
Just like when they came out with Blu-ray, they came with
DVD. Now most of the 4Ks are 4K, Blu-ray, DVD, digital copy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, you got-
Like,
fucking
oh, that's
set
why
for
it's
life.
$70.
Oh, you
You
want
get
to talk
4
about
versions
digital
of
copies? Voodoo has been fucking with my shit.
it. What is
And my
Voodoo?
wife's shit. It's the app where you put all the digital copies on.
There's also an app now. I don't know if they have them on
One
smart
of those
TVs,
is shutting down now.
but they have one that can be on
Yeah,
tablet stuff
Flickster shut down
called
already.
Movies Anywhere.
Yeah.
I think it's called, that you can combine all of your different app, Voodoo, Flickster, whatever, all into one.
I'm gonna have to do
Streaming
that
thing.
because the only one I've ever done, I
I have all my codes.
Did
I haven't put in anything.
the digital code for Blade Runner 2049,
Oh, yeah.
and it's the only one I have, and it's on this like UVU, the
Oh,
ultraviolet, whatever,
ultraviolet, yeah.
and that's getting shut down.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, well, you'll still be able to watch your movies on anything else if you've done that." And I was like, "But I just put it in the one thing.
Yeah, no.
You're taking away my baby goose."
I still have a Blu-ray burner, so there's no, like, the digital copy
Yeah.
is shit quality compared to just ripping the actual Blu-ray.
You know what? You know, be clever on their part, Blair, is if smart marketing is if the code expired in 2049.
That would be so
Whoa.
cool.
That would be rad as fuck.
Whoa.
That would be so cool. Whoa.
Anyways, no one answered my question. How's everyone doing?
Good. I asked
Pretty
about
well.
feedback, and apparently we got none.
No,
and
we
I
got
kinda-
none. No one
that
likes
halted
us.
everything.
I don't think I had a full-blown cold. I just had a sore throat a little couple days ago, and now I have a full-on Barry White voice.
Can I humble brag?
Yes,
I haven't
please
been
do.
sick once this winter.
Wow.
I haven't been
Back in the immune
unsick
system.
once this
I'm
week.
the
You
king
haven't
of
been around
winter.
Blair
I
enough.
love snow.
No, I mean except for that time we made out in the woods. But
Yeah.
I made
But
sure
you made sure you made sure you took a lot of vitamin C.
I
before
covered
that.
my lips in Vaseline. Everyone knows that kills mouth crabs.
No, you
They
did
bounce
the,
off of it.
You did the Chris O'Donnell thing from Batman and Robin, where he put the fake lips
put the
on.
fake
Oh shit!
So that poison
I was
ivy
just
doesn't
gonna say. I
kill
was
him.
gonna say I put
Genius.
Scotch
He
tape
put
over it
the
and cut
fake
slit.
lips on. I forgot about the fake lips.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I am, as we speak, making a post on our Facebook of a picture of Tracer, the official pupper of
She's such a
Below
good
the Void
pupper.
podcast. I hope you guys don't mind.
Do it.
I would love some pictures of the pupper.
There have been
She's
many
mean mugging
times-
me right now, though. I'm not really sure.
She's
what-
mean mugging?
Where is she?
Oh no, she's.
Come here.
No, you're fine.
She's mugging me.
Come here,
You're
baby.
good.
Oh, hey,
She's
no.
mugging me.
We just got her a new red collar, so I said she kind of looks like Negan now. I'll let the listeners decide.
And that she's got the white on her face. Looks like the Jeffrey Dean white.
That's
beard.
what I'm
I know, fucking set up. And the fact that she killed Glenn earlier.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she killed Glenn before we got here.
The
Fucking
baseball bat.
spoilers, man.
Motherfucker, that was like 4 years ago.
I'm still not caught up.
He's made fucking that.
Although to be fair, I
Goju
don't
movie or
really, I
whatever.
don't really have any interest to be caught up at this point.
Last season was shite. This season's actually pretty good.
it was shy.
They took Rick Grimes, got his ass out of there, put in Dan Fogelman.
Who?
Fogelman?
Who the fuck is Dan
Balls
Fogel?
of Fury,
The fat
Fantastic Beasts.
Oh yeah, yeah.
guy. They replaced Rick
No,
with
I mean, he's in the
with
show
the
now. but
fat
he's not-
guy from Balls of Fury.
He
Wait a
didn't
minute,
get,
so-
he didn't get replaced.
hold on.
Fantastic Beasts.
guy
one and
from,
two.
Good Luck Chuck.
He didn't replace
Yeah,
him.
Good Luck
but
Chuck. Yeah, he
he's,
was the
he's
friend
in
of
it a
Good Luck
little.
Chuck.
He's in it now, but he's not in it.
I like Dan
replacing him.
Fogelman.
Excuse me.
What?
I have a question. Are you insinuating that the reason the last season was shit was because of Rick Grimes?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say
I
like
was
he was
gonna
one of
say,
the only.
Rick Grimes is
reasons.
my boy.
No,
Such a nice beard.
The reason was because they
makes some questionable
they carried the war
decisions.
with Negan on way too long.
Yeah.
You should just put a bullet in Negan. Like, jeez, I understand.
Oh, they
But
tried.
also this season you get Ryan Hurst, Opie from Sons of Anarchy.
I understand that
As a
Jeffrey
whisperer.
Dean is good to look at, but you gotta kill him off so he can get back into Supernatural.
But this
That's
is
what you gotta do.
well, which he was
Yeah, but he's gotta be in Supernatural more.
right.
You gotta bring him back like you bring back Bobby. You just whenever you need some Jeffrey Dean.
You guys are ways behind on Supernatural too.
Yeah.
Bobby's dead too.
Yeah. Oh,
The
he's,
only- can I give you spoilers? The only reason they can bring him back is because the alternate dimension Bobby.
There's there's alternate dimensions in
They're in the
Supernatural
Marvel
now?
Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
now?
Okay.
Well, that
Oh, no.
that
The
dimension
last-
apocalypse world got destroyed by Michael and Lucifer over there. So some hunters came over with Sam
okay,
and Dean.
so hold on. Okay, the last time I saw Bobby's been dead for a long time.
Yeah, Bobby
he
died
was
several
dead like a
seasons
couple of
ago.
seasons before we stopped.
yeah.
It's because you miss one episode and then you miss the rest of them, and now you're just fucking. But Netflix,
It's still good. I mean, it's not like phenomenal, but
I'm-
still.
I'm
it's-
not.
it
It's
is
not like
still
I'm not
fun
watching
show.
it because I thought it was bad. I just I missed a bunch of
Right,
episodes.
we
and now
got
we're
behind.
so
and
far
then-
behind.
Yeah.
But last time Bobby's been dead, and he came back as a ghost a couple of times.
Yeah, he came back like that, but I don't think they stopped doing that too.
Called him an idiot, and then helped him solve a case.
It
as a
was funny
ghost.
because when this Bobby, the first time Sam and Dean met him, something happened and one of them called someone an idiot, and this Bobby was like, "What?"
Who would ever say that?
Bitch. Why are you calling me a bitch?
Then I heard Gents and Ackles was just made whatever the fancy French term for like the Mardi Gras parade king.
What does boost
This year?
post mean?
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
it was all over
Post
Facebook. I
is-
saw it. He went down there, him and his wife, and he got
No,
a crown.
it costs
It's called
money.
like
Oh.
I don't know, Solis de whatever whatever French term is for
the
basically
shitty,
like the king of Mardi Gras for that year or something.
If
So
you could not bring up the French around Blair, he's a little sore.
Feliz
right now.
Navidad. Oh wait,
it was Feliz Navidad.
the most French word.
That's what I think of when I think of beads and boobs. Is
Feliz
Feliz
Navidad.
Navidad.
No, the only thing I can think of when I think of beads and boobs is that
beads and boobs.
beads and boobs
Beads.
is
That's a different
Girls
thing.
Gone Wild.
the Girls Gone Wild video we watched when we were watching my sister's house that summer.
Like
What?
like 12,
You remember
13
that,
years,
right?
12,
I've never
13 years ago?
watched porno.
They were butt beads.
They were being pulled out of a girl's butthole.
That's not the worst thing that happened in that.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, but no, it's 2019 now. We all pull beads out of our ass. So.
Yeah, but this was like 2005, and it was a couple
It was
years old.
it was
at that
risque.
point.
it was
then.
risque then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's like shot in like 2003.
Yeah, I mean,
Fucking
everyone
very
eats
risque.
ass.
no one.
nowadays.
Yeah, everyone eats ass now. It's 2019.
Remember that episode of the last podcast we were talking about the shit that teenagers do now?
Yeah. Why did they start blowing
Yeah.
kids on the bus? Blowing kids on the bus.
And fucking butt chugging.
Butt chugging and
It's actually called boofing now.
Boofing. Yeah.
why?
I think I gotta change a good thing. Butt chugging's better.
Apparently, boofing has been around for a long time.
Boofing.
That's why I stick with butt chugging.
Yeah, but Don, it's not what you think it is.
is.
Right.
You can do the
It's a
butt
drinking
chugging
It's a
better.
drinking game.
Yeah, boofing is also
Boofing is a drinking
a
game.
famous drinking.
Just like 69ing and fisting,
So
doggy style.
it's my favorite drinking game. Coming on tits.
Coming on tits. That's a good one.
so a question since
I'm great at that.
since you're
Reigning champion.
in contact with her, what did the
Stop bumping the table.
motherfucker?
What?
You've been dropping elbows.
My elbows
not
have
you.
been dropped, motherfucker.
I gently placed.
What has the tarot reader said after she listened to the
Dropping
episode?
elbows.
Has she given you any feedback?
Yeah. She
Oh,
Too
yeah.
hard
is
on
not
the
Follow up.
section when you
Follow
not
up.
talking to me anymore. So
Oh, good. Well,
Hell yeah.
is it
no,
Blair's fault?
it was good.
It was my fault.
She introduced the episode to a couple of people like in her circle of friends. You know,
Witches?
Yeah.
Circle of witches?
I think that's called a
Fucking
coven.
love
That's called a coven, yeah.
The coven, yes.
But if they're the square, what's it called? Easy bake oven.
What? Easy Bake Coven
No.
is the
Keys and
name
Circle
of
of
a
Witches.
Simpsons
Yeah.
episode.
Right, Easy Bake
from
Coven, yeah.
The
All
Treehouse
Girls
of-
and Tour. Yeah, I know.
No, it can't be
Okay,
Coven.
so we got-
'cause Coven sounds like oven, man.
I don't want to fact check this,
Okay.
but I just want to claim it now that we can be in the world the #1 podcast for witches in America. That's what I want to be, and let's not fact check that, but let's just say it's true.
Hell
you
yeah.
guys ever seen the
Witches and Wiccans.
Witchy
ever seen the
Womanella.
movie?
That's what, they'll be our sponsor.
Witchy Woman.
Witchy Womanella.
What is that?
You know that song, Witchy.
No, I know the song.
It's a Ben and Jerry's.
Witchy
Flavor.
Womanella, really?
Yeah. Well, it's from The Office. I don't know if it's an actual one.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
when
The,
Michael's
the
depressed,
Eagles flavors.
The Eagles
yeah.
flavors. Witchy Womanella.
What were you gonna say, bro?
Oh, I said we were talking about covens, and I quoted American movie. Have you guys ever seen that?
Yeah.
No.
He's making a movie called Coven,
Coven.
but he refuses to call it Coven. He calls it Coven. He's
Coven.
like, "Nah, I can't. It's like a horror movie." He's like, "Nah, it can't be Coven because Coven sounds like oven, man."
Henry's like, I'm trying to make Coven.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Coven.
Like Candle Cove?
And then his
Candle
one buddy
Coven.
who's just always just either is or looks like he's stoned out of his gourd and just like,
I think he's just a weird
hey,
dude.
man, he's been trying to make this movie for like 3 years and it's just a fun trip, man. We just go all over the place and it's crazy, man. Pretty much how his buddy is. The buddy's
really how they talk.
on the cover with him with the big Walrus mustache.
What?
It's kind of like
It's American movie?
Yeah,
it's a documentary
it's a
about this guy who's trying to self-budget his own,
Really-
make his own movie.
like really low budget kind of
It won awards.
struggling
Like
an
an
actual
artist.
documentary?
Yeah, it won awards like a decade ago for like being a documentary. Yes.
So he's
sure you've
he's
seen it
trying to
somewhere.
just get this movie made because it's his vision, but he's got no money, so he's trying to use whatever extras he can find, like his own parents or like
Doesn't he go to his like grandma's retirement home and try to
Something
get
like that.
get elderly people to invest?
It's like some
They're giving,
suburban
like, $3-4
Sasquatch
bucks
shit.
a-
Yeah, that's like some.
If I pull up the cover, you'll wreck. I'm sure.
That's
you'll
like some David Wascavage
David
shit.
Wascavage, yeah.
If for a couple years ago, it was on Netflix. I don't know if it is anymore.
The only documentary I ever actually watched on Netflix
Came
was
out in
Winnebago
99.
Man.
Winnebago Man was a great.
It was excellent,
Great film.
yeah.
That's the only.
But I had a bunch of, like, I always add documentaries I want to watch to the queue, and I
that's
never
the
watch
Walrus buddy that
Oh,
the one on the left.
terrific,
That-
funny, inspiring. 2 very big thumbs up.
It's a great
Awesome.
documentary.
Immensely entertaining.
them. 2 enormous sausage thumbs up.
There's a you ever see, when I was scrolling over instead on Google, I didn't hit images. I hit video at first, and there was the first one was this guy. Oh, what's his name? I want to just
The Walrus?
yeah. Oh, but
Goo Goo Jew.
Goo Goo Jew, yeah.
let's see if we can hear either of them talking in this clip. Let's see if we got anything here on our production meeting.
We don't own the rights,
Yet.
but we're coming.
Yeah.
He asked me to come over and help him out. He said he needs some help. I'm always helping him with his films and we used to do a lot of partying together, but I don't party anymore.
Making a mockery out of my words, man.
That's the
This whole
director.
thing has turned into a theatrical mockery. You understand that, Mike?
No.
Well, you will.
His name's like
Hey,
COVID.
Mike, make sure everyone has brown gloves.
Does everyone have brown gloves?
you got okay, yeah. Okay, this is kind of great, but okay, you got to spread apart like about 5 feet each. That way? Okay, very cool.
They're from Wisconsin. If you
Yeah,
can't
You
tell.
can tell.
Okay, very cool.
My soda on the tart, so it's not frozen when we're
Wisconsin.
done.
It's not full.
Why don't you let me go?
Why don't you let me go?
I hear him
I've
say,
been losing about $10 a day for the last week. Here's what I think of the lottery. I think it's like when you play the lottery, sometimes you win and sometimes you lose. But it's better than using drugs or alcohol, because when you use drugs or alcohol, especially drugs, you always lose. one day I was
That's
partying in my
inspiring.
basement, and I always used to get like pissed off inside because I would want to party really heavy and no one else would, you know. And then all of a sudden, Mark came over, and it's either I had a bottle of vodka or he had a bottle of vodka. But anyway, we were drinking vodka, and I
Vodka?
was so happy that I found someone who would drink vodka with me, you know. So, and then Mark would drink vodka with me all the time. We'd you know, I'd go over there all the time, and we'd buy a fifth of vodka, and we'd share it, you know. And that really made me happy.
Just say COVID.
Man, I ain't seen you for a while. Your smiling face?
Yeah,
What the hell you got to say for yourself,
Happy
man?
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, man. What do you have to say for yourself?
Nothing really.
What do you got in that bag?
Soda.
Soda?
Yeah.
Well, you're lucky we got a line.
I'm sorry, you mean pop?
Taken care of.
Yeah.
But you know that we don't.
Well, I won $50 on a lottery ticket today. But I don't want them guys to know because otherwise they'll want to borrow money from me.
He came over and he put a smile on my face, and I didn't even want to wake up tomorrow morning, man. I had nothing to look forward to. I'm thankful that Mike came over and he put a smile on my face. Talking shit.
I wanted to say COVID, but never said
COVID.
COVID. But
Okay, I'm
so
gonna have to see that
impression
movie.
my impression was pretty good, huh?
That was pretty
Yeah,
I
that
think
sounds
you'd
pretty
really
good.
like it.
It's a good movie. And doesn't the main Mark guy has making the movie? Doesn't he have a couple kids too?
Yeah.
His ex-wife is
He's
even his
sitting
parents are like, you have to put money towards your child support payment. And he's like, I'm trying to, and then they get mad at him because he puts the money towards the movie.
He's hanging out with his daughter. His daughter's like playing a game or something. She goes, "Oh shit!" And he goes, "Hey man, did you just swear?"
Hey, man, did you just swear?
Oh,
So yeah, I love American movie.
God, those Midwestern accents. Good
Actually, you know what
God.
led me to that?
Why don't you let me go?
You know what led me to that movie?
Christ, I'm only a couple of blocks from home.
We've been watching the Angry Video Game Nerd for God, how many years?
Since like
0 years.
2006.
It's been like 12 years.
Yeah.
I think that's one of his favorite movies. He quotes it in Angry Video Game Nerd videos all the time. Hey man, did you just swear? He calls his daughter man.
That could be a good one if it's on any streaming services for doing a commentary on after these guys have legitimately seen it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Angry Video Game Nerd is your number one stop for Pennsylvanian accents.
Yeah.
What is he, Pennsylvania Dutch?
Did you know that Pennsylvania Dutch is actually German? Because people were so stupid they thought Deutsch was Dutch.
Yes, but it's not as fun to say as
That's like Columbus
Pennsylvania Dutch.
thinking
Columbus.
Native Americans were Indians.
We're Indians. Yeah.
Columbus
just
was a
kept
big
calling
dumb
them
piece of shit.
It was a bit
Hey,
And
you're
really-
Indians, right? No.
And
that's
really-
not-
No,
That's not
this
a-
is
Ah, you're Indian.
No, you're
And really,
Indians.
Native Americans aren't really Native. No, this is not a political thing. They can be called whatever.
Uh-huh.
But really, there are no like legitimately Native Americans because they came from Russia over the Bering Strait once the ice got too down. But I don't care.
Where did the Russians come from? Come on.
America.
Wrong.
Africa.
Humanity started in Africa, everyone.
Oh yeah.
It
But
was
no, I
Africa.
don't care. But I was just saying, really, there are no Native Americans. But they can
If
call
you wanna-
themselves. They can call themselves whatever they want. I don't care.
They were the first to settle.
They were the first Americans. That's what they should be called.
I missed the
First
rains.
Americans.
Well, that's what they call them in Canada. They call them the First Nations.
I think. We
Oh,
should
the
adopt
First
that.
Nations.
But only
Although
if
there.
they want it that way. 'cause-
Canada's not entirely blameless because
Oh, hey there.
they still use the term visible minority for people who aren't white.
Yeah.
Speaking of Canadians, I finally got the other day.
Oh,
I got
sorry
to
about
watch-
that. I didn't know you
I
were. a
finally
visible
watched Super
minority.
Troopers 2.
Oh,
I have
nice.
not- I have not seen
I was like,
that.
oh yeah. Well, Sass was like, Canadians like, oh yeah, we'll go down and burn down your White House again. And Shakar's like, I don't know what that means. He's like, War of 1812. Learn your history, asshole.
Yeah. For a GoFundMe
It's so fucking.
movie, it's awesome. Love that movie.
I need to see.
Well,
that.
and I mean, because I listen to their podcast all the time, and I've owned it since November. I just haven't watched it yet. But fucking,
I don't know what it's like to own movies but not have watched them yet.
Me neither.
Definitely not a thing that
I got
can
on Black
relate
Friday
to.
for $7 on Blu-ray, so
That's
no
a
big
steal.
deal.
I'm sorry, don't you mean Visible Minority Friday?
Visible Minority Friday.
Anyone in Canada not wearing a hockey jersey is a visible minority.
Like when we were up there, like, well, we could tell these are a bunch of out-of-town hosers not wearing no hockey jerseys.
Not eating ketchup chips.
Losers.
Ketchup chips.
They're
Yeah.
fucking gross, man. They were way too sweet.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so is
Yeah,
ketchup,
look at these
so
guys.
I guess it makes
wanted
sense.
to be out in a major city past 8 p.m. on a Saturday night. Fucking Americans.
I mean, to be fair, calling Thunder Bay a major city
I
is
know.
kind of a
Okay, but I'm saying it wasn't like in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it had a downtown
and
casino.
it was a Saturday night.
Right, it's like, if
come
they want to
on.
party, if they want to go on a Saturday night,
You can go to.
you got to go to the
three-
pirate bar.
Yeah, you can go to.
You
You gotta go to a
Pirate
pirate bar
places.
and get some drinks at the
And
pirate
you
bar.
can get the side eye for not knowing what kind of Molson you want.
Yeah.
Oh, huh. Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. I can't
Who
believe there's
fucking
more
knows
than
this?
one kind of
Give me
Molson.
whatever Molson you have, you fucker.
Gosh. Doesn't look
Yeah,
like
he was pretty surly, wasn't he? I remember that.
Canadians were not very polite.
No.
They-
To
Some
be
of
fair,
them were.
we
barely
were
in Canada.
we were in the Detroit of Canada.
That's true.
Thunder Bay is like the
Teabag.
crime capital of Canada.
And I
Well, it's
put
like-
my vote for the peg.
It's like when I was in Germany too. They weren't very polite, but no one ever thought Germans were polite.
No,
No.
we know history.
Yeah.
They're not polite.
Germans are not polite. Europeans are not polite. Let me tell you, Europeans,
No,
they
actually,
know they're better than us.
Actually, these pipes do not contain any
These guys
strudel
not
whatsoever.
Any strudel whatsoever.
So sadly to say, it does not look like American movies on Netflix, Hulu, or Prime.
What the fuck?
Sorry.
None
Trying
of
to
them.
live.
Wow.
I mean, you can buy it on Prime. It's
I
not free
don't
streaming
like
on-
buying movies.
So
I do.
apologies.
Okay, we'll buy it then.
Okay, I'll buy it. And done.
Okay,
I
there you
think
go.
I own my own digital. I think because when
That's
I
a
worked at
splurge.
Blockbuster, I rented it once, and I think I ripped it onto my
splurge.
computer. So I think I have my own digital copy.
Oh yeah.
Very
Cheating
cool.
the system.
So Mark,
So wait, no, you never told me. You were in the middle of talking before we got on witches, and then Coven, and then American movies.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
bring it
yeah.
all the way back to our new witch listeners. What did she say? Any feedback on the episode besides sharing it with
She
members of her
thought
coven?
that we handled it in a very even-handed way. Obviously, we weren't too disrespectful to it, even though we
We're classy
don't
gentlemen.
fully,
I mean, I
subscribe
think
to-
she knew when
Yeah,
she said,
yes.
what did she say? Like, plug the hole or something like that.
Yeah, she knew she was just throwing
No,
them
she
out
said she
there.
was bad at plugging,
Oh, that's right.
and she said she like actually physically face palmed when she heard that. It's just like, why am I like this? But no, it seemed to go over well, dude. I don't ever want to do that type of editing again because it was so.
Yeah, I was.
Well, I was surprised that you wanted to
impressed.
do it that. I mean, maybe you didn't have it set up that way. That when you said you were just going to play it on there and do it, I was like, oh, this is going to be a
It's
nightmare.
gonna be a nightmare.
But I seriously, I mean, the mic was there to pick up, and I was like, if it's good enough, we'll just let it ride. But it was not good enough. Had to
I don't judge
splice
you because it was
in.
editing. There was one part I remember when it came up and it had to be edited out. Must have just missed it because of the complicated editing. I get it. And I was like, oh, I don't remember exactly what it was now. There was a joke that was said.
There
And
were-
there was one pause. We paused it. And there was a couple of jokes that were said. And I was like, waiting. And I was like, nope, he missed them.
There were a couple of spots that I just couldn't.
You couldn't do it. I get it.
I just couldn't get in because of the way it was edited and because of the way that the clips were lining up was causing like a weird echo feedback return. So some of the stuff I had.
But
to
you
kind of
got Blair
resize.
losing it to my phone in my pocket.
I
so
did. That was-
that worked good for me.
That was non-negotiable. That had to stay.
That worked good for me.
But yeah, it was good.
Okay, good.
I like a good visual goof. Okay.
Yeah, especially when you're not expecting.
Well,
it.
especially
Ah.
because, like Blair said, I set them up all the time when there's not actually
But
anything
there's not
there.
actually anything there.
So then once every couple of years when there's actually something there, I fucking get them.
Fucking oh man.
Makes me feel good in my veins.
Just your veins.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
Got veins all over his body.
He's got ginseng in his blood.
Yeah.
Feels good in his veins.
Oh well, I know we've been away for a while, so we obviously had a lot of
No, I didn't go
lot
anywhere.
of getting-
in Minnesota.
words. What are words?
What are you trying to say?
We've been dealing with
A lot of
we've
stuff
been
has
dealing with
happened?
massive flooding because all this snow melted. So
yeah.
No, what I'm saying is we're we've just been fucking around for a half an hour because we have a lot of stuff to talk about. But
sometimes fucking around's good. Sometimes there's gold in fucking.
For sure. There's definitely...
Gold
I want to know where the gold at.
There's gold in them there fucking.
Oh shit, it's almost St. Patrick's Day. That's
fucking.
perfect.
I want to go.
Give me the gold.
Blair's representing.
It could be a crackhead.
Could be
They got a hold of the wrong stuff.
What does Don do to celebrate his Irish heritage? Wear pink.
Anybody who's seen a leprechaun say yeah?
Cease your investigations.
Never. I will never stop
Investigate.
till my last breath.
Jake,
I will
wow.
question the unknown. I will search for answers.
I have a new favorite Skildeer moment. It's
Skildeer?
when he's talking to James Blunt about the copyright thing. He's like, James Blunt, I hear that your next album is to be jazz fusion. You must write a song about how your dog is bad at kissing. Do it now,
Do
James
it now,
Blunt.
James Blunt.
I mean, I know who James Blunt is, but I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh.
Who this Skrillnik is.
Skildeer.
Skrillnik.
Skrillnik? That
Yeah,
was the
Skrillex.
neck. That was the neck of Skrillex. Skrillnik.
Yeah, Skrillnik.
Skrillnik.
Jesus Christ.
Arguably a better musician.
Obviously,
you guys-
debatably the best part of Skrillex is his neck.
Do you guys remember when dubstep was a thing?
Yeah.
Still better than that fucking marshmallow.
Now
guy
the-
who walked
now the
around
only-
Marshmallow Head.
Oh god, that guy pisses
What?
me off.
Isn't it just all called EDM now?
Something, yeah.
Who Marshmallow?
He's called Marshmallow. He's like a DJ. And
He
I
wears
guess
like a white
I didn't-
suit.
I
and a
didn't know
white
about him
marshmallow
until
head.
the Super Bowl. I guess he played some party before the Super Bowl last year, and people saw him walking around the streets of downtown Minneapolis in the winter. He wears his giant marshmallow head everywhere.
Yeah, he's a fucking
He's
idiot.
going into gas stations before the Super Bowl in Minneapolis, buying shit in his giant marshmallow head. Wanted to find him, bury him in the snow, so he couldn't find his ass in his white suit, white marshmallow head.
You
Wait, what
can't
was-
call out, can you, you marshmallow fuck?
Wait, what was he wearing on his head though?
A fucking hat. Fucking dumb marshmallow head.
Fucking MAGA
Fuck
hat.
him. Fuck him. No, fuck Marshmallow.
I did not know.
The
that was
marshmallow's
a
kind of an idiot.
Unless he's a listener of the podcast.
In which
he's a member
case,
of that coven,
how you
then
doing, marshmallow?
welcome.
Then welcome, you big dumb idiot.
You big dumb idiot.
Yeah.
We welcome all big dumb idiots to our podcast.
That's our prime demographic.
Yeah.
I mean, they could be any size dumb idiots.
Made
That's true.
for
You gotta be-
big dumb idiots by big dumb idiots.
Little big dumb idiots, big dumb idiots, medium sized big dumb idiots. All are welcome.
And idiots, too.
Big idiots too. They don't even have to be big dumb. They can just be idiots.
I don't know what was I trying to say about dubstep.
It used to be a thing.
It used to be a thing, and
I
like
think
when it was
still is. It's just
when it was
underground.
popular. When it was popular, everyone thought it was like the music of the future. So when you watch movies and like play video games from like 2012,
Yeah.
and there's a future scene, they're playing dubstep. 'Cause they grossly overestimated how long dubstep would remain relevant.
Yeah, that's all they do with dubstep, but I mean that's always been kind of not specifically dubstep, but like even in older movies, the future was always super electronic music because I think they figured we were just going to be done making instruments at that point. We're just like fuck it.
I still think synth is a good
let the
good
computer
bet.
doing the let
Yeah,
the computer do the
synth
work.
is a great bet.
Synth is a good bet. Dubstep is not.
No.
Dubstep is not a good bet.
And according to Cable, it's for pussies.
It's
so.
for pussies. It's true.
I greatly enjoyed that joke in Deadpool too. He's like, hey, is dubstep still a thing?
Dubstep's for pussies.
That was
It's
good.
like in Winter Soldier.
What?
That's what he calls.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
right.
So yeah, I think I'm trying to backtrack, but I can't remember where we were before we started talking about dubstep. You were trying to figure out words, and then we just started saying words.
I was gonna say I think
We said a
I
lot
think
of
we've
words.
got some actual stuff to talk about.
Yeah,
Some
but
structured
that doesn't
stuff.
mean we're going to talk about it. That's
That
what
is
I
true.
figured out.
I don't have a lot this time because the couple times ago I just read for 45 minutes straight,
It's true.
and people might be tired of my voice. So I'm gonna comment now, which I rarely do.
It's true.
Yeah, you
but-
usually keep your mouth
I'm
shut.
gonna comment.
You are known for your commentary, Mr. B.
It's just-
Usually you make your own poison podcasts.
I didn't know the table was gonna creak, man. Sorry, that's on me. I went
Stop
gingerly.
creaking the
I went
tag.
gingerly. Gotta fucking oil these legs, motherfucker.
Oh.
You gotta oil these legs, motherfucker.
That's what Mr. B said.
That is what Mr.
Yep.
B said.
That's exactly what you just said.
So what do you got for us, Mark?
What do I got?
You
What do
still
you
got
got?
your sleep shit, right? You never heard about it.
I was being Koi?
Jesus
You
Christ.
tried some pen? Me? Got some stuff? What do you mean?
Well, I guess I could look. I guess I could see if I got anything.
Maybe I could just pull something off the cuff.
I'm sorry,
here.
we didn't have it on. We didn't have an off-air production meeting.
No, we
We only have on-air production meetings. They never go as planned.
It's
true.
Kind of meeting.
we've talked here and there in the history of this podcast of about dreams. I mean, dreams kind of are a reoccurring paranormal thing because it's I think part of your subconscious. You'll always be wanting to. What the fuck?
Damn it.
Sorry, fucking legs.
Bumping the
You got two.
Trying to
You
cut a fucking spot, Tony.
you got two oils. Sorry.
You oiled him too much.
I think because dreams are part of your subconscious, you'll always kind of find yourself wanting to dig deeper and find out what they mean. And
Yeah, they're like a paranormal thing that everybody shares for the most part. Like everyone can like understand like what dream logic is or how dreams feel or like that dream state inertia where you can never run fast enough, you know?
and I was really fascinated with the email you read for us. And she described, what were her words? A
Visitation.
visitation, kind of somewhere between like a dream and I don't know, what would you call it?
And like it's like a physical experience that's happening to you in your subconscious dream state.
Yeah.
I think there's a term for it, but I don't know off the top of my head. I think there's a term for that, but science, I don't know.
Fucking some science.
To me, it
Mumbo
sounds
jumbo.
like lucid dreaming, but in a different medium. I don't know.
Right.
It's interesting, whatever it is.
Yeah, like I think kind of like the way I feel about it is like if you are an entity or something on a different level of consciousness than a human is, the easiest way to interface with a human would be to try and like slip in to that
So their
spot where they're
subconscious between the
between where you're in your dream
conscious
state
mind
and,
of their subconscious.
because you know how they
If
say
an
like
animal wanted to war.
you know how they
into
say
us.
that like dogs and like children can see things that we can't because they're like they haven't put up a block in their mind. Like maybe right when you're hitting that sleep wall, that it goes down
Yeah.
and you can just kind of slip in.
Did you say you go beyond the veil?
That's what they say about.
registered trademark?
Yeah.
That's what they
Please
say
don't
about
sue.
DMT. That like when your body goes to sleep, that goes into your brain. But when people take it, as like a recreational thing, they feel like they're in a different dimension. But like you said, it's like it's that wall
Yeah.
of what you perceive.
DMT is incredibly interesting
Yeah.
because unlike something like LSD where people just have like crazy hallucinations, a lot of people on DMT describe the same stuff. Like it sounds weird, but they describe it as the machine elves. Have you heard of that?
Oh yeah.
The machine elves are like the beings that live in the world you go to when you take DMT. And the interesting thing, kind of whether it's a synchronicity or whether there's something more behind it, the DMT is synthesized in your pineal gland in your
Yeah.
brain, and
More like the pineal gland.
In your brain, in your mind,
Anyways,
in your
Okay,
head.
sorry.
in a prominent Lovecraft story, I believe it was Beyond the Walls of Sleep, the pineal gland is
Pineal.
responsible for essentially bringing you into the dreamland, which is where all that
The machine
stuff
elves
happens.
live.
And as far as I know, that was before any studying was done on DMT
Yeah.
and how that works. So like the fact that was kind of spot on scientifically in a science fiction horror story back in the 30s is pretty cool.
I feel like we've talked about ayahuasca before because I used to be
we have.
really interested in that too. People go to Peru to go see a shaman because it's a very spiritual, like medicinal thing down there.
Yeah,
And
it
you take
has to be made properly.
To make it, you take the root of one plant and like the leaves of another plant that are totally unrelated. You like brew them, and I can't remember who said it. It was someone on a Joe Rogan podcast was talking about it, and he said he had asked the shaman how his ancestors knew how to make this, and it would do this to him. Like, for thousands of years or hundreds or I don't know. And they said, "Oh, the plants told us how to make it." What the fuck? Just like so matter of fact. Oh yeah, the plants told us when we took it.
Ayahuasca is not something that you just go and take like to fucking like recreationally. Like you do that to
Take it to fight your demons.
yeah to fight like the whole aspect
I
of
just fight my demons
the
in
stories
street.
of people going there taking ayahuasca and it essentially curing their like depression, anxiety, that kind of stuff. That's what really like makes me interested in it.
For sure.
But being in an extended state like that scares the shit.
Well, isn't the idea that like if you can't fight it off, you might just get stuck?
It just will. Yeah, Mother
just take you
Ayahuasca
over.
will take you.
I think a lot of people go through they talk about going through a process of like seeing their own death, but being reborn,
right,
and like making peace with it.
They call it the ego death. So you take it, and your ego, the part of you that makes you think that you're better than everyone else, that's like built into you. Yeah, that part dies inside of you, and you realize that you're part of like the world. You're part of this collective thing. And apparently, it's a very
kind of
powerful
like when you look
experience.
into Helena Bonham Carter's character's eye in Big Fish. See how you die. Ewan McGregor's like, oh.
That's the thing to me, though, that makes it seem like if you get through it, it would be worth having that profound experience. If you can watch yourself, like, be eaten by snakes and come out the other side, you could have this life-changing, like, profound moment.
Yeah, you just move to the Arctic and don't have to deal with snakes.
But yeah, ayahuasca is not fucking pretty. Like you purge when you drink it. Like you like puke and shit for hours, and like the shaman has to stay by your side to like rehydrate you, or else you will just die from.
Did you see the Vsauce guy?
Yep.
Do it.
Yep, I did.
I thought his experience was kind of
really mild.
Really mild. Yeah. I think it's because he was so nervous about it.
Yeah, you could tell he was really, and he talked about that later too. Like that was the probably the scariest thing he'd ever done. Like for the show was just knowing that you're surrendering yourself to that experience for so long. The thing that really scares me is the stories about salvia. Because you know how salvia, you're supposed to have a trip for like 5 minutes. Yeah. Like it's super short. There's stories of people who take salvia, come out of their trip 5 minutes later, but they're like mentally broken because they had spent what they thought was 30 years as like a blanket.
Yeah. I was a rug for 40 years in fucking Qatar.
Yeah, that was literally, and it's like
that's dumb.
Bad acid trips could be like that too, when I've heard.
They're the rug capital of the world.
You just blew my fucking mind.
You don't know which rug you are.
Your words just put salvia in my system.
It's like Roy from Rick and Morty.
I just like the fucking world we live in that demonizes drugs so much. It makes it so difficult to study things like that. Like the hoops you have to go through if you want to study LSD is just fucking crazy. And even if the stories are just anecdotal, fucking look into it. If there's a substance out there that you can microdose to reduce anxiety with half the side effects of the drugs out there nowadays, it's like, why are we not funding this? Why are we not looking into this?
Well, I think that's a good step that like CBD oil is becoming a bigger thing because I think that helps with that a little bit, not drastically, but CBD oil,
cannabis,
yeah. And a lot of people are taking that now. I've actually looked into it because just for like aches and pains, and I heard people
joint pains.
I heard people like on the radio, the guy would take 6 ibuprofen every day, just 3 in the morning, 3 at night, just to help with little bits of pain, you know. Mm-hmm. And now he just takes 1 pill of CBD oil, and he's just good. And like I know that helps with depression a little bit.
Destroying his stomach because that's what it does to you.
And it helps a little bit with depression and anxiety, but just everything. So, I mean, it's a start.
Yeah, no, microdosing. They did a study. I think it was like it was either in Europe or Australia, somewhere that wasn't the United States. They did a study on microdosing where you take like a tiny diluted bit of LSD, like that, where you won't get any side effects as far as like hallucinating. Yeah. But it would decrease anxiety, increase focus. Like it was a cure for anxiety, depression, ADHD, like all that shit was cleared up from microdosing LSD. But because it's an illegal drug, it's demonized, it's not studied, and we're stuck taking fucking sertraline, which this is kind of fucking disgusting. I get shampoo from this company called Hims.
forhims.com.
Yeah, for him, it's basically it's like hair growth, and they also have like sexual enhancement things.
Yeah.
I get
Those hard dicks.
I get shampoo. That's all. I get shampoo from them, but they send
Yeah, but
you.
use it on your pubes.
Hold on.
So we know what that does.
You can
To grow 'em.
if you can prove that you have a prescription, they can send you the stronger stuff, like the actual like Rogaine stuff for your hair. So they have like a prescription system set up into their infrastructure. But on the sexual side of things, I just got an email the other day. A new drug to prevent premature ejaculation, sertraline, which is what I've been taking for 10 years for anxiety and depression. The sexual side effects of that drug are so intense that it's now being marketed by places as a don't come so fast drug.
Yeah.
Which
Wow.
to me is fucking disgusting, but
That's like,
that goes to show that what we have to treat the stuff is it's no longer sufficient.
Well, I mean, the stuff that I take for my depression too. I remember the biggest side effect was like, I can go a week and a half without feeling any sexual urges at all. And then one day it'll just be like fucking all I can think about.
I told my doctor about it because I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll go a week without thinking like a single sexual thought, and then one day I will basically wake up in the middle of the night jerking off.
wow.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Like I remember one time Nick Hankus was over at my house and he was like
We
playing
don't
World
say
of
that name on this podcast.
He was playing World of Warcraft, and I had to like work in the morning, so I was sleeping. And he said in the middle of the night, I woke up like under the covers, took my underwear off, and just threw it across the room, and then went back to sleep.
Yeah.
So
It's funny,
apparently,
like, you woke up and put your dick in his mouth and started just going to town on him.
he left that part out of the story, but
Make you feel
Maybe.
better, but he blew you.
but no, that shit fucks with your brain.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't live without it, but there's a lot of bad side effects. If I could just replace that with some fucking LSD,
Sign me up.
boy.
Wish Dad had kept some of that LSD he used to take.
My dad tells the story of him and his friend went to a drive-in to watch Night of the Living Dead
Oh, God.
while they were high on LSD, and to this day the movie still like haunts him.
Yeah. Because he had to walk home at night while still
afterwards,
tripping.
While still tripping.
He was just
Walking
convinced.
home at night, LSD or no, after watching that'd probably be...
He was just convinced that every single corner had zombies around it. Yeah.
I should do. Because in the winter, when I take the dogs for walks, I usually, at night, I go through the cemetery by my house, because it's plowed very well, and, cars don't drive over to pack in the snow to make ice.
Yeah, dude, ghosts
And
will not take.
It's quiet.
unplowed
You don't have to
walkway.
worry
It's true.
about, always watching out for other vehicles and stuff. So I, walk there. If I fucking took some LSD, took the dogs for a walk through a cemetery.
You'd see all those ghost plows keeping that cemetery real clean.
real clean. Yeah, because the city doesn't do it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Francis Crick was on LSD, like riding his bike home one night when he got the idea for the helix structure of DNA. Like,
Yeah.
and he like fully admits that.
But
Like,
what
yeah,
about
I was
Dino DNA?
sometimes after biting the dinosaur.
Dino DNA. Well, I didn't, I mean, that was good stuff, guys. I didn't mean for that to take a hard turn into Legalize It town, but,
Legalize it, dude.
But let's be honest, marijuana should be legal.
the
Absolutely.
A lot of those
And
drugs
so
should
should
be
and
legal
so
in
should
certain
prostitution,
ways.
because it would just make it a lot
Oh,
safer.
dude.
It'd be
it's
a
the
lot-
world's oldest profession.
I know it
I
would make it
wanna
a lot
get my dick
safer.
wet.
Then the state could get the money. Then they could, girls would have to
It-
worry about
it's
getting
the-
diseases, because everyone could have to
It's
provide
pretty much
proof
the
of,
same
test-
the same logic behind
Well,
legalizing drugs.
I'm friends
And
with
get the
some
people out of
some
prison for the
prostitutes, right?
overprostitute.
Like from high school, seriously.
Are you serious?
Serious, yeah.
This
And
took a
they
turn.
have
Man,
to.
Champlin Park
they
went
have
down
to,
after
yeah,
we left.
They have to like clients have to have references from other people who they've seen, so that they know they're not going to get
They don't have a warty dick.
either a warty dick, or they're not abusive or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And could you imagine if they could legalize that and have some fucking some person who knows litigation and shit to look through that shit and be like, oh, this guy's fucking out.
Yeah.
He's-
Right. Well, you have to have your tests from a doctor sent to the place.
It would
before
be
you
like
sign
an
up.
actual thing.
What
like,
you're describing is how prostitution works in like Australia,
exactly.
or
Right.
Germany, or
They have
countries where it's
safe
legal.
places with people who like they have security guards. They have people who handle all of the paperwork and shit like that. They have STI testing.
Yeah.
All of that shit. It's just like
They have pictures of Charlie Sheen hung up everywhere.
All of that
criminalizing that
infrastructure-
shit is so dangerous.
all of the infrastructure that you're describing to set that up, the cost of that is so minuscule compared to what they will make in revenue from being able
and
to
that's
tax
the thing.
it.
It's always
Right.
something that I've thought of, but like knowing people who are like actually in it, it's like it's ridiculous how easy it could be to make it.
Oh yeah.
Why
a
do you
safe-
like?
And human
fucking-
trafficking would go down. I'm sure it would still happen.
As
but it would go
we've
down
discovered
big time.
talking about serial killers and shit, cops don't fucking care. Like, oh, it's just a hooker that's dead.
Yeah.
Right. But then I'll even think about that though. But then, cops could, if they didn't have to reinforce prostitution and stuff or deal with cases when people are arrested for that, cops, lawyers, judges could be able to put their more attention on other stuff that actually matters and is needed.
Right?
Whoa.
Yeah, it's
Just
crazy.
blew this
saying.
whole thing open, Mr. B.
Fucking
Thank you.
saying. It's a fucked up
So-
world we live in.
It is.
Yeah, we could get rid of our country's debt. There's a weed, marijuana everywhere, prostitution, gambling, liquor sales,
Gambling. They're
fireworks,
Fireworks.
any little thing like
Yeah.
that, and just the revenue the government could make from all that shit.
to
would
be
just-
honest,
yeah.
they might. Maybe the reason that other stuff isn't going through is because the government is taking gambling and running with it so hard that they might not need. I mean, they're always
yeah, but they
gonna
obviously
more
need
money.
because we're still how much in debt?
Casinos
Yeah.
are popping up.
700 billion
Everywhere.
or what? I don't pay.
It's like
a lot.
7 trillion.
We're still that in debt, so they
astronomical, yeah.
obviously can
That's
chip that whole way.
Yeah, it's not a real number. They're never gonna pay off.
Right.
The government's got to come to us for advice.
Yeah.
Specifically,
So
us four.
drugs.
You heard
and-
it here first.
Drugs and prostitutes aside, I did have two funny stories that were dream related.
I would. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's hear the dream stories. They've always fascinated me.
Yeah, the reason I started talking about dreams was because I had talked to my sister, who is a sleep tech, because she became a sleep tech because she's always been fascinated with dreams, and now I am too. Like listening to some of the stuff she says, like I could make a reoccurring segment of some of the stuff she told me.
I think we should do that.
So she hooks people up to a bunch of monitors and just monitors their sleep patterns and like watches them overnight. And to me, that sounds like it would just be a hotbed of like creepy paranormal shit happening overnight. But it's not really. Like, yeah, sorry that to spoil these stories, but
Plus, the
nothing-
person hooked up is all kinds of tubes.
Nothing really
I've seen
creepy.
Claire, so we
She
did a
just
sleep
told me a
test.
couple of funny stories of people that followed up.
Did one of them? Did a guy wake up, take off his underwear, and start jerking his dick in the middle of the night?
That was me.
Oh.
I wasn't being studied. I was just there for.
He just went in because he likes to show off.
Have you had a sleep study done?
I have not.
My wife had a hell of a time getting her doctor to recommend one, so
Really?
insurance would pay for. Oh God, yeah, they're expensive too. But
Well, yeah, but yeah, Claire says had to do it, but her doctor has no problem. Go.
my sister told me about. When I asked her about it, she said, I don't know, there's a couple of funny instances of people talking in their sleep. One being a lady who would lay in bed. She had severe sleep apnea, but she would just scream in her sleep. She would lay in bed and punch straight up and yell, "Dale, you son of a bitch! You're not parking your truck in my driveway!"
Okay, good, because for a second I thought, wow, this Dale's a real piece of shit, but all he's doing is parking in his driveway. I mean, it's kind of a jerk move, but at least he's not like beating her.
But
Son
like
of a bitch.
all night, this lady was having this reoccurring dream of Dale. That
Dale
son of a
parking
bitch.
in her driveway.
You know what that lady should do? She'd probably just put a gate in front of her driveway.
Or maybe just
Fuck Dale.
So, like, she more than once
Yeah.
vocalized, Dale, you son of a bitch. You're not parking in my
or
driveway.
I mean, not that whole sentence over and over.
Right, no,
but
but
bits and pieces.
I want to find this woman and interview her about Dale. Like, is Dale like member of the family, a neighbor, an ex?
where's
fascinating.
Chip?
Where's Chip?
Right.
Yeah. Where's Chip in all
They
this?
just rescuing people?
This other story, luckily the guy was a good sport about it. My sister wouldn't have heard about it if he didn't tell her what happened during his follow-up, where he got his test results. But I didn't know this even existed. I know there's CPAP machines that you wear like a mask, like a Bacta tank from Star Wars, and it
Bam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
pumps oxygen into you to keep you from snoring. Apparently there's an implant you can get that's hooked up to your heart, and it controls your tongue not sliding back in the back of your
Oh,
throat. Have you guys
yeah.
heard about this?
I've heard little bits about, but not a lot.
Apparently it it's controlled by a remote that you can forget at your house when you go to get a sleep study. So this poor guy goes to get his sleep study and has to go through the interview and like talk to people. He gets all the way there and forgets his remote.
That sucks.
So when he's talking to people, the thing is triggering. So it's like, like it's
Is
an
it triggering because
incontrollable.
he's so far away from the remote, or
Yeah.
is someone fucking messing with it?
It's Dale.
No, it's like music. When you talk, apparently your tongue can go back enough to where the thing triggers and thinks,
Oh,
Thinks you're sleeping?
because it triggers when your tongue goes back
Goes
so
back,
far and like
okay.
shoots
Right.
it forward.
That's sucks.
But
Oh
anyway,
my god.
this guy apparently he was a good sport about it then too, but apparently on his way home after the sleep study, he got pulled over
Oh no.
Oh, poor guy.
and he had to try to explain to the cop what was going on, and the cop didn't buy it and thought he was drunk and took him to the drunk tank.
Oh my god.
I need paper. Give me a piece of paper. That sucks.
Oh my god.
Like I said, my sister wouldn't have even known that had happened if he hadn't told her about it when he came in to get his test results.
That was a funny story. That was a good one. I didn't know. Speaking of dreams,
Those are my stories.
you guys
from,
ever notice? Maybe you don't remember your
Sleep
dreams
Center.
enough, but have you ever noticed? And then I heard more about this on a different Joe Rogan podcast. Have you ever noticed when you dream that your hands are always fucked up? You ever notice that your hands are either like fucking Mickey Mouse hands, or you only have 3 fingers on one hand, or some weird shit like that?
I'm not sure
I
I've
don't
ever
know if I
looked
could
at
say
my
that
hands
for
in
sure.
a dream.
Because and then
don't dream
there
that
was Pete Holmes
vividly.
was on a Joe Rogan. They were talking about stuff like that, and they were talking about that apparently because only your left side of your brain does the dreaming.
Yeah.
So the right side with the creativity and stuff doesn't do it, which is funny to think because sometimes if you remember bits of your dream, it's like magical.
Yeah.
And that's your uncreative side that's working.
Right.
But that's why it's like this, and I didn't know this. They said that also because that if you ever look at a clock in your dream, clocks are like fucked up. Like there'll be like 17 numbers, and like a hand will be a dick or something, and it's always fucked up. So that's interesting.
Never
I didn't
noticed
know
my
that. I didn't know
hands.
that just the left side.
I
did.
always have like fucked up art. Like I always have like cuts and shit on my arms, or like open wounds that I can like play with and shit like that.
But I knew about that.
But it's never like
hands
it's never like a big deal. Like I'm never like, oh shit. It's always just like
because usually in my dreams I'm like a 20s boxer, like
right. So you're
Jim
seeing your hands the whole
McKinney,
time.
and so I
yeah.
just see my hands the whole time.
So the
Putting your dukes
the
up.
part of your brain that has like the map of your body, it's called your proprioception. So it's the reason you can like eat while focusing on something else because you know where your hand is in relation to your mouth. And it's like one of the first things that goes when you get drunk, which is why they ask you to try and touch your nose because your
poke your
proprioception is
eyeball.
fucked. You're like, no, fuck, can't touch my shit.
Right.
I'm pretty sure that part of your brain is also not active when you're dreaming, which is why your like body doesn't feel normal. I have a recurring thing in my dream where I'm trying to back out of my driveway. I like back out of anything, and backing out is fine, but braking takes like 4 times too long, and I'm like worried about it because like I can't fucking stop in time. But then when I try to get going, the acceleration is the same way, like the inertia is just different, and it's like consistent between my dreams. I don't like it.
You know what happens to me sometimes? It must be categorized somehow in sleep paralysis, but it's not exactly sleep paralysis because it's not like I'm trying to get up and can't. But every once in a while I have my dream where all of a sudden I hear a doorbell or someone come into the house or something.
Yeah.
And in my dream, I'm laying in bed and sleeping, and I can't get up in my dream, but I physically know, hey, I'm dreaming, but I can't get up in the dream when someone is breaking into the house. But why aren't I waking up in the dream? But I know I'm just dreaming, so it's okay. That happens to me like once every like 3-4 months.
Like some kind of sleep.
So it's like sleep paralysis, lucid dreaming kind of
Sleep
combo.
paralysis in your dream.
But like I said, it's not. I know it's not a paralysis where I can't in the actual physical world get up.
I've had that too, where
It's
like
weird.
you can hear things happening behind you, but you can't look.
Right.
So you're just sort of like, oh, okay, this is cool. I guess this is my life. That's great.
I'm sure it'll be fun.
I also have a consistent, incorrect mapping in my dreams. Like the world of my dreams is consistent throughout different dreams,
Yeah,
but it's always wrong.
Yeah.
Like it's like
Yeah.
our world, but wrong. So
Kind of
like,
like our hands are always wrong.
yeah.
Because
So like,
Ellen Page made a maze.
yeah.
Damn it, Paige.
Damn it, Paige. The same wrong like monuments and things will be in the same place that I remember them.
I
Like,
make
I'll
the
have-
trip to work in my dreams all the time, and it's always the same.
No, you're just
Trip.
sleep deprived.
It's the
always
same
the
trip,
same-
but it's not the
but
trip.
it's-
It's not your actual trip. Yeah.
It's not the actual trip that I
You
take
actually
to work.
take highways in your dream.
I know I don't. In my dreams, I
take
have
the exact
panic
route?
attacks in my
Oh.
dreams.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, in traffic. I can't even escape there.
Yeah.
Sounds like you need some LSD.
Dreams are fucking weird.
Sounds like I need some LSD big time.
it's
Big
big
time.
time.
LSD stat.
Any
Not
Need
the
LSD
heroin.
big time.
any listeners have a good pure source of LSD? Let me know.
Yeah,
I
seriously.
hear if you eat dog shit, it makes you trip balls, zanies. Like,
Shit, goes back there right now. Go find some.
Ballsini.
Makes you trip ballzinis.
yeah.
God
Like
damn.
LSD, yeah.
Has anyone here ever taken Ambien?
Never.
No.
No.
I hear Ambien gives you really fucked up.
I hear it
dreams.
makes you tweet racist stuff.
It's true. It's true. I've heard that too.
Or you're just a racist.
I thought the bitch was white. Oh god. Why? Why? But no, in all
Thanks,
seriousness
Roseanne.
though, I hear that Ambien gives you really fucked up dreams.
I don't need help with that, but
No,
thanks,
I don't
Ambien.
either. And like sometimes I
I
dread
don't
having
need it, but I
dreams.
kind of want to.
Like sometimes I actually get kind of anxiety before going to bed because I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna dream about tonight? Like I don't want this shit. I don't need this. In my
I don't
life.
need this goddamn shit in my
I'm a
life.
little bit envious of that. I just really am not that vivid of a dreamer.
Does everyone else have the moments where you're like trying to fall asleep and then you'll like trip in your
In your dream?
and you'll wake up
Jerk.
like, "Ugh!"
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I fucking hate that.
I looked.
That happens to me
I
like
looked that
once
up
a
recently.
week. It's so frequent and I
There's
hate it and I don't.
That's why I
like
can't
it.
I can't sleep. I can't sleep with the foot of my bed against the wall because I kick the wall and it hurts like fucking hell.
Oh yeah.
There's
gonna
actually,
take
I
the
looked it
wall.
up recently. There's a term for that. The jerking thing. It starts with an H, but I can't remember what it is at the top of my head
That's
now.
that's the whole. That I
There's
mean,
a term
that's in
for it, though.
Inception. Not that Inception is the clinical
No, it is. Chris Nolan does
book
his
on
research.
dreams, but that feeling that you're falling out of the chair. That's what. I mean, you guys know.
It wakes
Yeah,
you up. Yeah.
I
So you gotta wake
hate
up.
it. I hate that so much.
I hate it when you're like really tired and you're driving and that happens. I'm like, just let me fall asleep already.
Right?
Are you serious? Jeez. Okay. Good God. I'm like, dude, what?
You got us.
Jesus.
Oh goodness.
I know we've talked on the same. Like I think we talked about on the podcast, or at least they have that thing where you're tired and you're driving, but you're not falling asleep when you're driving, but just and I mean you're
You're
tired,
just zoned out.
But when it's like, but you're so zoned out, and with the lines on the road, where all of a sudden you're 5 miles down the road, and all of a sudden you're like, wait,
You're like, what the
where the
fuck?
Did I just fall asleep
Happens-
and not hit
that
anybody?
happens
But
all
there's
the time on
you
the
don't
way
fall
home from
asleep.
work, yeah.
There's a term for it. We think we've talked
On the
about
way
it before.
to work, I even have that happen where it's just like,
I'm like,
I can't remember the
I
last 10
don't.
minutes
Yeah,
of
like
the
I
day.
don't remember
Yeah.
passing
Like-
that fucking
I was like,
church.
how the fuck did I get here with not hitting anybody?
Yeah, well,
Like-
no, it's because it's all muscle memory.
Right.
And
Yeah.
if anything had out of the ordinary broken
Happened,
that,
it would have snapped
that
you.
would have required your attention, you
Yeah.
would have snapped out.
Right. That's why I try. If I not always can, especially to work in the morning when I don't want to. I want to sleep in as much as I can, so I'm not going to give the extra time to take different routes. But that's kind of why.
You just squeeze in a tight 10 on the way to work.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, I used to say we'd go different places and I'd go different weirder routes, and I always joked and said keeping the system on its toes.
Yeah.
Some I do that if I can, so that my muscle memory doesn't get into that state, so that I can't just go into that,
It's
which
weird.
wouldn't be
It's-
the end of the world. But I try to not let my muscle memory.
It is
drive
kind
me.
of troubling because you're like, fuck. Like,
Right. I don't like it.
Like you
What
have
else?
that.
What
like,
else can I do on autopilot?
You have your
Right.
you have like the monuments that you remember. Like, okay, I hit that, so I'm like 15 minutes away from work. Or I
Yep.
hit that, and I'm like, and then you like
There's
skip
Becky the
them in your
prostitute on the
head,
corner.
and you're like, what? Fuck, I'm past that. I don't remember seeing it.
Yep. And I don't know about you guys, but me, I always have a little moment of panic when I snap to and realize that like I'm not where I think I should be.
Yeah.
I have that little moment of like, whoa, fuck, where am
Oh
I?
my God,
How am
yeah.
I? How
Yeah,
did I get
so I don't
here?
like it.
And then-
That's why I try to take different routes if I
Yeah.
can every once in a while.
Sometimes I wake up naked in the forest and I'm next to a half-eaten dead deer, and I go, oh, not again.
Oh, call back. I'm into it. Fucking into it.
That's more of a blacking out drinking thing.
Fucking landfill.
Landfill?
He's talking about Beer Fest?
No, that's actually Barry Badgernath that does that.
Yeah, I know, but that's why I said landfill.
Landfill.
Another character in Beer Fest.
Gotcha. Okay.
Stop coughing at the
That's why I turned.
table.
I left in. Did you guys like that I left in the part of me just coughing like an idiot for 5 minutes?
Yeah, you said you were going to do it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, why not?
It was a nice touch.
You guys seemed to think it was funny when it happened live, so I was like, fuck it, we'll leave it in.
Would have been better if you like hacked up something like a baby squirrel or something was somehow in your stomach.
Yeah, and you cough stuff up from your stomach all the time. That's where coughing.
No, when you swallow a baby squirrel, that's where it comes up from. Obviously.
that would be puking. That wouldn't be
No, there's no puke in there. It's just straight cough.
You don't have a baby squirrel in
straight
your
cough
lungs.
only.
Yeah,
That would be weird.
That's where they get to, because it's alive and it works its way into your lungs.
No, because it's your dog.
Because it's your squirrel.
Because it's your dog. Yeah.
It's your squirrel.
Jesus Christ. Well, we're going a little long here, fellas. Does anyone have any final thoughts before we wrap this shit up?
Legalize it.
I mean, yeah. Not everything. Like, not the hard drugs that
No,
only is to get you fucked up.
you can get heroin out of there.
Like Coke.
You can get coke out of there. It fucks up
Maybe-
your nose.
Like
maybe
Coke
like-
really has medicinal purposes.
Maybe like don't throw people away for their
Meth
entire
can
lives
go
because
away.
of it, though. Like
Yeah.
maybe increase treatment and decrease.
Mandatory minimum
Yeah.
sentences.
Yeah, let's.
Where our
we can
prisons
work
are
on
already
that.
overpopulated.
You know who wrote a really good thesis on that? System of a Down.
Yeah.
I realized I was listening
The poet
to,
laureates.
I was listening
System of a
to
Down.
Toxicity the other day, and that album came out in a wonderful, wonderful period of time that was right after George W. Bush became president and
Yeah.
before 9/11 happened.
Yeah.
So it was really hitting the issues, and then every System of a Down album after that was very much on the whole
Yeah, they got that.
Afghanistan, Iraq thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Toxicity was just in that perfect little spot where
The first track on that album is like a song about prison. I can't remember the name of it.
I think it was like
I think it's called.
Incarceration Jam,
Incarceration jam. Yeah.
something like that.
I was gonna say Jail Tune.
Jail tune.
No, you're thinking of Jailhouse Rock by
It's called
Elvis
Prison
Presley.
Song.
System of a Down are the heroes we need right now.
They're
They ain't
not even
coming
really
back,
around
so.
because they tried to make an album and they
ain't
couldn't
coming back,
physically do it to each
That's
other.
like
Serge says he doesn't want to.
Last year they tried to make an album and it was like, and they just
Aren't they
They got-
touring
they got-
right now?
yeah maybe, but they
That's
won't make any
all
more
they're
new
doing.
music
They-
because
they
they tried
can't-
to make new music and they just
didn't mesh
hate each other
anymore.
too
Yeah.
much. So they're like, we can't make it.
They hate each other?
During the album, they were like halfway through an album and they're like, we gotta be
We gotta
done
fucking
with
break this off, guys.
We're gonna fucking kill each other if we keep making
Yeah.
this album. We'll tour 20 dates a year. But that's fucking
I think they realized that there was a reason they broke up in the first place.
Ah, it sucks.
So
because they put out 2
They
albums.
become
in 1
part
year.
of a system.
yeah. And then
That system
they
went
split
down.
off and made music that if you mixed it together would sound like System of a Down, but none
That's
of it
true.
sounds like System of a Down
That's
when you
true.
listen to it.
It's all a shell.
It's all a show.
Fucking DJ Lobster Dust should get on that.
Yeah, just start mixing.
Mix them
start
together.
Mixing
make a good,
Serge
make the
Tankian with
next-
Scars on Broadway. Boom.
Make the next System of a Down album. Make
Scars
it
on
happen.
Serge Tankian.
I do.
I think he's probably got some.
I do have a pretty good mashup I can share with you guys here. I don't know if you want to do it on the podcast.
I got a
but-
couple too.
Two-
Old
two-
DJ Cumberbund.
DJ Cumberbund?
DJ Garbun's is shit. He's good.
There's 2 ones I've rediscovered recently.
DJ Garbun is good.
I don't
Alright, well,
necessarily
I just
like
love
that he,
Lobster Dust and Girl Talk.
that he puts like 4 different songs in his. Stick to 2.
Girl Talk is kind of the gold standard.
Well, there's
Yeah.
one called Conga Head, which is Headstrong with Gloria Stefan and the Miami Sound Machine. Conga, but it's to Headstrong. And then there's Jeraloose, which is the vocals of Jeremy by Pearl Jam over Footloose. Those are a couple of my
Jeraloose.
And then obviously, the Linkin Park Adele one, not by him, by someone else.
Yeah,
I got
That
Rage,
was
a good one.
fucking.
I got
that
Rage
one's
Against
awesome.
the Machine
That's a really
and Vanessa Carlton.
That
so.
one's good.
Okay,
too.
that's what I
I
got.
got that
for
one
you guys.
here.
All right. Well,
No,
to,
please
to
don't play
avoid
for
to
us.
avoid copyright strikes,
Yeah.
I'm gonna,
It can't be copyright when it's 2 songs together. Everyone knows 2 artists can't sue the same person.
they've gotten to the point where they will both of them will strike it. Anyways,
yeah, but Vanessa Carlton, she's cool.
She's cool.
She's cool with it.
She's a bro.
all right. We'll
She's
talk
bad.
to you guys later.
Okay,
Love
bye.
y'all.
Bye.
Bye.